This Epic Disaster.
That's like a porn thing.
It's not porn at all.
It's called 1-800 This Epic Disaster.
I thought it was 9. What is it?
1-900.
1-900.
I don't know what the porn that shows. I watched porn today for the first time in a long time, and then that's not any kind of pun.
Was it porn that your wife made?
My wife's not made porn that I know of. What do you know? I don't know anything.
I don't know. Maybe she made it for you specifically.
No, I was reading, which I thought was kind of funny. Pornhub came out with an announcement that, like, for 2 weeks, they're only going to release black porn.
Okay.
Because of the situation, you know, which I thought was kind of interesting. And then I just thought, because I never get on Pornhub, and I just thought, what's that like? So I went and I checked out some porn.
Okay.
And so I saw some porn today.
All right, good for you.
Pornhub. So that's what it reminded me of. Your little introduction reminded me of porn.
Okay. And I noticed when I got here, your house was spick and span clean.
I'm trying to clean up from the job I was doing. You know, I kind of got a little messy in the house. So I'm trying to go back and clean it up.
Apparently you got your frustrations out on the house. I
had to buy a new vacuum cleaner and stuff like that. Oh, I got a new iPhone. So
you did?
Yeah, I've been needing to get a new iPhone. I have the old 6 Plus, which is a long time ago.
Yeah.
But it's a big phone. I love it. And so I was so happy when I switched up because I couldn't see the old phone. It was so small. I couldn't read it. And so when I got the larger phone, it was so much easier. And now all of those old issues are back. I can't read anything on my phone.
Oh, no.
It sucks being old.
Well, here, let's celebrate your new phone.
Let's drown my sorrows in the fact that I'm old.
Yes, let's do that.
With the live beer review. Oh, look, speaking of porn,
That's the money shot
what
right
is
there.
going on? It just went all over my glass. Hi, folks. How are ya? This is the podcast you joined. You're listening to, and
welcome new subscribers.
This is our live beer review. Now, this is something we do on every podcast that we've done since the history of time. Maybe one or two we didn't do, but for the most part, we do this. And what we do is we open up a beer we've never had before on the show. We drink it. At the end of the show, we're going to tell you what we think about it.
You got it on me, too.
Oh, sorry. That's the way beer porn goes.
I guess. Let me tell you what we're drinking today. Sorry, I just hit my mic. I hope that didn't hurt your ears. All right, so we are drinking today Saloon Style Pilsner.
I feel like we need a little bit of saloon piano going on.
I can't play that. I don't think that's how it sounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got some on my phone, my new iPhone.
Your new iPhone, which we are celebrating with a Saloon Style Pilsner from Lonerider. It's brewed with lemon peel. It's a pale lager.
So it's probably going to taste a little citrusy, huh?
It's got 4.2% alcohol by volume. It says tight-lipped and stoic. Our sessionable saloon-style Pilsner has only one mission: quenching thirst.
Quenching.
I'm not done. You interrupted.
Son of a quench.
This straw-colored beer, medium-bodied and crystal clear, is sure to leave you wanting another.
Mm-hmm. I want another right now.
You haven't had one yet.
I know, and I already want another one.
So you think they heard the dog barking in the background?
I heard it.
Did y'all hear the dog barking in the background? Would you tell us if you did? I'd appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try it. So now this is like the third week in a row we've had a beer this is actually a little tiny bit darker than the beers we've had.
It's more like straw, like they said.
Yeah, this is a little honey looking.
No, straw. They said straw. Okay. We're going to go with straw. Okay. It smells good. It smells like lemons.
Okay.
Like lemon drops.
That's not bad. It's refreshing.
That is good. Now, today is odd because I haven't had anything else to drink before
so
this
you're
beer.
gonna get wasted.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I wonder if every time we do a live beer review that I've had cocktails prior, am I like ruining my taste buds for the beer?
Oh, I don't know. You might.
I don't know.
We can't trust any of your ratings that you've done so far.
We're going to have to go back and drink them all again.
I really hope that I'm not going to develop a taste. I'm not going to develop a like for like citrus beers.
Why?
I don't know, because I don't like them.
It's summertime.
I know.
Citrus beer.
I don't know, but I don't want to like them.
No, you're against it.
Speaking of beer, this past week we did a Zoom. We had our Zoom, our third Zoom. No, 2 Zoom.
This is our second Zoom.
I can't count.
You can't speak either.
Zoom number 2 was the name of it. So we did our second Zoom. More people joined us than the first, which was great because sometimes there's a little drop off. So I was really pleased.
We even had a non-listener come to the Zoom for his first experience ever.
I think that's kind of sir, I was going to say it's the first for us, but we've only done 2 Zooms. But someone joining the Zoom who's not a listener, is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So what's really interesting is our non-listener actually sent us a mail.
Well,
listener mail.
Let's read it.
I'm going to read it.
Glasses?
I think I can read it.
Okay.
Hello, Cheri and Rick. I listened to your last podcast, the one with the discussion about Starsky and Hutch. That's Starsky and Hutch and the Satanists.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And the previous one about the quarantine and the snacks. I love your podcast. I like how you two interact. I especially like the beer reviews.
We're
doing one today.
Yeah, we're doing it right now.
Because he's a beer aficionado. I'm hooked and will subscribe. I look forward to the next Zoom party.
Woo.
This was from Carl. Now I have to admit, I know Carl. Carl's a friend.
Yes.
Carl's wife and my wife are like stupid friends.
Stupid big time friends.
Stupid friends. So I met Carl through our wives. And we, I guess they call it double dating. We go out together and enjoy food together.
Yeah.
And so what happens is, Carl's wife has done some stand up. She's wild and wacky, and so she's always on a spot in a spotlight. So she's always performing.
She's always on.
She's very funny, and my wife is as well. And so you get those two together, and Carl and I just sit there and watch. It's just like we get a free show. We don't even have to pay. We drink beer
and
watch the comedy show. I know that's what we do.
That's
interesting. So I was happy that Carl actually listened to the podcast and liked it.
And
he
wasn't
overly embarrassed. So that was cool, and I thank Carl for listening and for writing a little note.
So half of our listeners are my friends.
Yeah, I don't have.
And now you have a friend.
I actually have someone listening to the podcast. There may be somebody else. I know that a lot of our listeners came to us through the Life to Kill podcast.
Yes.
And I guess they're both of our friends. Those people.
Folks. Yeah, those folks are both of our friends. Absolutely.
Okay, so that's kind of fun.
Cool. So I need to apologize to you.
Oh, apologize about what?
I'm sorry if I stink.
Oh, I haven't sniffed you.
Okay, I didn't shower.
I'm not going
today.
to.
You shouldn't. I didn't shower today, and I took Toffee for a walk at lunch for a 3-mile walk in an hour in 82-degree weather.
Oh, that's not good, and it's also very humid, right?
No, it's not terribly humid out.
It was this morning, and yesterday terrible.
Yeah, yesterday was super muggy.
What do you did you? Because I know you. You didn't get up this morning and put this on. You weren't wearing this 2 hours ago.
Yes.
You were.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you had to walk the dog, but because I figured you're just wearing sweats and a t-shirt or something like shorts or whatever.
Well, the leggings that I have on are the same leggings I wore yesterday.
Okay.
Because again, didn't shower. But my shirt is different because I was wearing like just a nightgown type top, and I can't walk the dog in that. So I put this on before I walk the dog. Yes.
Well, when you came over, you looked like you had been at the gym. That was what I thought. So
the outside is my gym.
That is your gym.
That is my gym. No fees. Yeah.
That's good. Oh, no, it doesn't. I thought this beer had some sediment in it.
No, that's on your coaster.
So again, I got an new iPhone, which was cool. But here's the thing.
Can I see it? Is it bigger than mine?
No. So my what is that? The 8?
This is an 8 Plus.
So I had the 6 Plus, which is that size. So here's my new one. Look at that.
Oh yeah, you got the smaller one.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got the smaller one.
I didn't want to go this size, but the SEs are so much cheaper now, and I wasn't about to spend
$1,000.
It's ridiculous.
Isn't it,
$1,000 on a phone.
Stupid.
And I'm an Apple person. But I'm just not going to do it. So
I'm actually still paying for this phone.
That's why I hung on to my 6. Well, I hung on to the 6 for a couple of reasons. The new phones don't have a headphone jack, and I have a lot of headphones. I've got some headphones that I love.
Yeah.
And they're not Bluetooth.
My phone doesn't have a headphone jack.
But you buy the little lightning thing, headphones to lightning, and you can listen to it that way.
See, I tried that, and I also tried the little lightning to aux cable to listen in my car, where you plug the speaker cable into your car and do that, and it won't play because it says it's not Apple product.
Oh, that's weird because no, I think mine was an Apple product. I did buy an Apple product for it, but anyway, it works and it works fine now.
What?
I had my phone for a few days, and then I thought, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get the Apple wireless headphones.
The AirPods.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and jump in and do that. Because I don't like Bluetooth because it just runs your battery down. And not only that, you're running the Bluetooth battery down. So you got the Bluetooth headphones that you got to charge.
Yep.
You got your phone you got to charge.
Yep.
You're listening to one song
Yep.
and running down 2 batteries.
Yep.
And really 3 because you get 2 headphones in. Or 2 earbuds, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
Headphones are so 70s.
Well, we're wearing headphones.
I know, we are. That's true. But I just thought, okay, I'm going to get them. Let's see what happens. So I ordered them, came in. I'm hooked. They're great. They're fantastic.
Really? Everybody I know has said the exact same thing, and I really, really, really want a pair. I just can't afford them. It's like I use earbuds so infrequently.
Right.
It's not worth it to me to spend the money.
Well, I listen to a lot of ASMR, and I put my earbuds in at night and put on some ASMR, and I fall asleep to it.
Yeah.
And so I've got to have earbuds that work really well, that don't, they're not bulky, because I love Bose products. So I've got a great pair of Bose earbuds, and then I have some Bluetooth headphones and Bluetooth earbuds from Bose.
Okay.
But the earbuds are like, they're it's like putting a small potato in your ear.
Right.
You can't sleep on it unless you just sleep on your back. It's almost like the headphones. So I prefer the Bose wired things are great. They're stiff. I could sleep in it. I just, even like laying on my side, which is how I sleep. And so I can't feel that they're in there. And I've learned to even turn at night and coordinate the cord and not wake up
while asleep.
Yeah, I figured all that because I could not pull the cover off my wife and not wrap the cord around my neck and die.
Nice.
And still get some sleep.
Well done.
Yeah, I figured all that out at night. So that's what I do. But anyway, so now I've got these things in that. So last night I put them to the test because I slept with them, and I was afraid they would come out of my ear.
And get lost.
They did not, and I was afraid they would like hurt when I was slept on my side, and they do not. So now I don't have to worry about the cord.
Nice.
I can put them on. And here's the great thing about these AirPods is they're noise canceling.
Okay.
So you put them in. I can't hear anything. I cannot hear my wife snoring. Now, she doesn't snore. But if she did, I couldn't hear her snoring.
If she snored.
She
snores like a lumberjack.
I don't know. I didn't hear it. So I couldn't be able to, I couldn't hear anything, which makes me nervous because I always think, what if an alarm goes off or something?
Yeah.
And I need to hear it, or somebody breaks in and they're like, get up in 2 seconds or I'm shooting your ass. And I need to hear that.
Yeah.
So, but you can't hear anything. But the weird thing is with these, you could click them and then they're not noise canceling.
So
you can make them either noise canceling or not noise canceling.
Really?
Yeah. So today I needed to do some stuff out and go shopping and stuff. So I turned them on the no noise canceling so I can hear things around me and I can hear people talking and stuff. Isn't that cool?
Wow, that is kind of cool.
So I like these.
So here's my problem. My ears, I guess, are shaped weird, and even the old hard Apple earbuds and the new shape of Apple earbuds, they hurt my ears.
Yeah.
I can't even have them in if I'm not laying on my side. I just can't. They hurt. So I need the kind that have like the little jelly thing on the end.
Yeah, this has that.
Does it really?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, I'll show you. I thought I brought it up here, but I didn't. I guess it's downstairs. I'll show it to you.
That's what I need.
That's the expensive.
That's the expensive ones because I bought a pair of earbuds from Apple because I was using it at work when I worked in a factory, so I could hear on my phone. and they were wired at the time. This was 5-6 years ago, but I needed the kinds with the jellies.
Yes.
And they cost almost $90 6 years ago for a pair of earbuds.
Okay.
Wired.
Yeah.
So how much are these?
There were a lot. They cost a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
More than $90.
I imagine so, but is it worth it? That's the thing.
Well, so far, I like them a lot.
Okay.
So I'm just going to say the regular iPods, what is it? AirPods. The regular ones are $160.
Right.
So these are the next ones up.
So are we talking below 300?
It is below 300. Yes.
It might be worth it.
It is worth it because they should last a long time. They're well made.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but I will give you a little clue.
What's that?
If you don't mind the wired stuff, if you want to, you just
Won't
said
work
you can't.
with my phone.
It will if you get the little Apple
yeah
connector.
Yeah.
And that's $19. I bought one yesterday or the day before yesterday.
See, here's the problem in my car is that the connector that I bought, the thing to the aux cable,
Yes.
is Apple product.
Well, that should work.
The aux cable is not.
That shouldn't be a problem.
I don't know.
So I put
Maybe I got scammed.
I put my Bose earbuds in and that's what you should get. You should get those Bose. They don't make them anymore, but you can still get them. Because when I first bought them, they were $120. Now they're 60 something. You can get them on Amazon. Great sound. It's so comfortable.
That would make listening to books in my car a lot easier.
Yeah, and I can't. They're called Sport something, Bose Sport something.
Okay.
So see if you can find the Sport somethings.
The sport somethings?
And get those.
It's harder to say than AirPod.
I'm really picky about what my sound is like, so I bought so many different earbuds.
I know.
Sony's and JVC's. I just don't like the way they sound.
Yeah. So
Apple, for whatever reason, always to me sounds really good, but I'm not a big fan of Apple's earbuds. I've never been a big fan of them.
Yeah.
They just, like you, they haven't fit me really well. The old style that had the little cushions. Well, you could put cushions on them, but I mean, they did have little cushions, didn't they? And then they changed the design. They're hard plastic. I didn't like those.
Yeah, no, the hard plastic is just, it's too much. I can't, it's not enjoyable.
But the Bose, when I first heard
I feel that way about a lot of things.
Hello. When I first heard the Bose earbuds, that changed my life. So I'm on my third pair of those.
Okay.
The first one I lost, fourth pair. The first one I lost. The second pair doesn't have a volume control, and I use it when we do remote stuff with the podcast.
Yeah.
And then I bought another pair, which it's somewhere in my van. I don't know where they are.
Or Buddha ate it.
And then I just, because I didn't want to go through the van and look, I bought another pair. And
wow.
Those actually, those are cool.
Awesome. So I'm going to read a story.
No, you're not. We're going to play
am.
a game. We should play a game.
Okay.
We got to play
Fine.
a game. We
I'll
always
read
play
the
a game at this
story.
time.
Let's play that game then.
We play the game. We do the feature. Do the news. That's how it works. We've been doing. We didn't just start this podcast. We've been doing.
Really? Is that what we've always done?
All right, drop a collar. We're going to be playing a little Would You Rather.
All right.
I still feel like we need a Would
Would you rather
soundtrack. We need a little
Bam.
some music. Would you rather music?
It's green.
All right, green stands for boogers, and would you rather eat a booger standing on?
That's
no,
not the question.
It should be. It's ethics and intellect, or boogers.
Or boogers, whichever.
One of the two. Would you rather have your first name be God,
Okay.
or your full name be Jesus Christ?
Jesus Christ.
Hey, God. It'd come in handy when you're having sex.
Oh God. Oh God.
Nobody would forget your name.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. I think I'd rather have my first name be God, and here's why. Because I would have a middle name, and I would be allowed to go by my middle name. I could just be like G Brown.
Yeah.
Right?
But Jesus, especially, there's a lot of Jesus or Jesus around now.
Yeah.
Maybe not Christ as much, but I mean, if you could be Jesus, and I think you would get more stares and possibly stoned, not by pot.
Not pot stone.
For having the name God than you would if you were Jesus. Maybe.
Yeah, you'd
I
be
don't know.
right. You'd be right. But then again, a lot of people some men. There used to be a popular male name, Carol.
Carol O'Connor.
Carol used to be a popular name for men.
Yeah.
And then some men got that name from their father, blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, it turned into a girl's name.
Frances.
Yeah.
Same way.
Yeah. And so people started not using their first name. They would
What
go
are-
by their
that's-
middle name.
That's fascinating. What are some other traditionally female names that men also have?
Stacy.
That's true. Stacy.
Tracy.
Tracy is a both male female, I think.
Kim.
Kim. Yeah. Don't hear a lot of Kims, but I do know.
Ashley.
That's kind of a both name, isn't it?
I mean, depend on when you grow up,
Yeah.
I guess. But yeah, I mean, Carol, I'm sure people used to say it's a boy's name.
My 6th grade teacher, I hope he's not listening to the podcast.
Probably not.
His name was Connie.
I wonder if he's still alive.
I don't know, but he would, if you'd called him that, he
Yeah.
would get really mad. So he'd never let anybody call him that. So, of course, 6th graders, if you found out about it,
You
you're
called
gonna,
him that.
You sit in the back and go, Connie.
Because you're little
Like-
assholes.
Yeah. He's like, who said that? Nobody, Connie.
Nobody, Connie.
But, I mean, Con, I know some dudes named Con. So Con could be
I know a few.
Could be a name for Connie.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some guys named Connard.
Yeah.
That name Con, but Con would be for that too. So
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not? Interesting.
yeah, I don't know. Was a boy named Sue. What kind of parents do you have that don't actually think about the shit you're going to have to go through your whole life if you're named Connie and you're a dude?
I don't know. The evil parents.
Because I always found it a little bit sexy. I don't know, maybe I'm slightly gay. I always found it a little bit sexy with women who have men names. Like Stevie Nicks. I always thought that was kind of sexy.
Stevie.
Ricky Lee Jones.
Frankie.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Frankie maybe. Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, that comes from Francis.
Yeah, but isn't that kind of, it's a little sexy in a way.
Sure.
Or either that or I'm gay. I don't know.
Billy Joe.
I don't feel like I'm gay.
You're not
I don't
gay.
feel like I'm gay.
Bobby Sue.
I don't know what gays feel like.
I-
I've never felt
Have
a gay.
you ever felt a gay? Okay. Interesting. You felt a pan.
A what?
A pansexual.
Let's not go into that. All right, is it my turn? I'm gonna drop one. Right, literally. Here we go.
It's blue.
Blue.
I need glasses. Okay, thank
There's
you.
blue.
We share glasses now on the podcast, so he was nice enough to put them back in front of
Ow,
me.
son of a!
Don't put your hand in the hot wax.
I
What
wasn't
are
doing it
you
on purpose.
thinking? What are you thinking?
What? Don't tell. You did it like 3 weeks ago. You don't preach to me.
I learned from my lesson.
Well, I didn't stick my hand in. I was trying to move the wax that was in it, and I accidentally. But all right, go ahead. Let's.
Okay. So, what'd you say it was? Blue?
Blue.
Blue is appearance and embarrassment.
Yeah.
So, would you?
Would
Oh,
I?
dear.
Well, this sounds like it's going to be a good one.
As a man,
I am a man.
would you rather
Yes.
get an erection while giving a presentation to the board of directors,
Depends on the board of directors of what.
or
If I worked for Viagra, that would be great.
sure you could prove
Sure,
it?
you get a boner. Yeah.
You were
right in the
selling
middle.
it
Mhm.
to yeah.
That's right. Oh,
Jesus, I almost spilled my beer.
that would have given me a
Got
boner.
me all excited.
Definitely would have gotten an erection for that.
Or
Or
would you rather get an erection at a co-ed beach party?
that one would come in more handy, I think.
I think so. I think so for sure. You'd get
I-
more use out of it.
I just want to get an erection. I just want to. That's all. If I could just do that. This is a little bit of a penis show today, and we didn't mean for it to be that.
However, comma, it is.
But anyway, I have a list here of 9 bizarre love stories.
9 bizarre love stories.
9 bizarre love stories.
Are these sex stories or love stories?
They're a little of both.
Okay.
All right. So the first one is a man lives with a corpse as his lover.
As his lover, so he's into necrophilia.
Count Carl van Kossel. He was not.
Oh yeah, I've heard about him.
He was not a real count.
Nope.
And his last name was really Tanzier. I don't know what that means.
I've heard of him.
He was a lonely X-ray technician, and he became obsessed with Elena Hoyos, who was a patient at the hospital where he worked. Elena was suffering from tuberculosis. Well, get the hell away from her then.
You're gonna die.
Good heavens. And the Count promised to restore her to health with his X-ray machine, because X-ray machines do cure tuberculosis.
Yes,
apparently.
as well as COVID-19.
Secretly, he knew she was dying, and when she finally passed on October 25th, 1931, she was buried, but Van Kossel convinced the family to move her to a mausoleum. What they didn't know was that he had the only key.
Oh, dear.
Why does he have the only key to a mausoleum? He would visit her every night. After a few years, he secretly moved her to his house.
Yep.
Where he would dress her up in bridal clothes and sometimes dance. Last dance with Mary Jane. And possibly do other things. Oh, my God, with her. He covered her decaying flesh with wax, like I just did.
Like you just did.
And plaster, and he doused her with perfume. He was eventually caught and tried for his heinous deeds, but by the time the statute of limitations had passed, and she was pregnant. She had already had 3 or 4 kids.
3 or 4 kids, and he got away with it.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, and then the kids learned that their mom was a corpse. That's not cool.
Your mama's a corpse.
But my only question there, how does he convince somebody's family
He's
to
a count.
move a dead body?
He's a count. Like, I'm the count, and I have a mausoleum. Why don't you move her there?
I guess.
She'll be well taken care of.
I don't know.
I will never, never, ever marry her and dance with her. No, never.
Or have sex with her dead body.
No, never.
No.
I'm a count. I would never do anything like that.
No.
By the way, what is her breast size?
It's going to shrink.
All right, the second one here. A man with 2 penises falls in love with a woman with 2 vaginas. Well,
That's convenient.
that's a match made in your pants. All right. Blanche Dumas was born in the 1800s with 3 legs, 4 breasts, and 2 vaginas.
So she was actually twins.
That was my last Tinder date. I can't believe that. Here she is.
Here she is.
You would think that this would be a hindrance to her love life, but no.
Oh, I doubt that.
No.
Not today.
She was popular. In fact, it was just the opposite. She was known as the 3-legged courtesan. One day, she heard about Juan Baptista de Santos, who also had 3 legs, but more importantly, 2 penis. Is that the plural of penises?
No, peni.
Thinking of all the possibilities,
Think of the possibilities.
she insisted on meeting him, and the rest, well, we'll just leave up to your imagination. Okay.
Interesting. So what they do with all the legs?
I am wanting to see the video.
I want pictures.
I'm not into porn, but I want to know how this worked.
Pics or it didn't happen.
I would watch that video.
I would too.
2 penises, 2 vaginas, and one person.
I'd want the close-ups though.
I want to. So what if like one night he can only get 1 up? What happens? I mean, it's just like,
Then apparently his blood pressure is low. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have like twice the blood supply to get to do. I don't know. He could. Parents at this point, make sure your children are not listening to the podcast. He can have sex and get a blowjob at the same time.
Well, I don't know. Depends on how flexible she is.
Yeah, that's just thinking of
unless
all
there was a third party involved.
Which would be what, a 6 penis? Someone with a penis
penises?
and a vagina that get involved. That would be like, that's the last thing they need.
That's it. Done. Wow. Interesting.
That's all I'm going to think about for the rest of the day.
You're going to start researching as soon as I leave to find video.
Number 3, a woman marries the man who blinded her with science. No, he just blinded her. In 1959, New Yorker Bert Pugosh.
Okay.
I can't read that.
Nope.
Was having an affair with Linda Riss. When she found out about his wife and child, she broke it off. Enraged, engorged, and despondent, it doesn't say engorged, I just threw that in, he hired 3 men to attack her. So they threw lye in her face. You got a lion face. Blinding and disfiguring her. The subsequent trial was sensational. Although he claimed that he acted out of love, the jury sentenced him to 15 years. Still, the 2 corresponded while he was in jail. Either moved by his devotion, wanting to punish him, or because he had nowhere else to turn. Bert and Linda married in 1974.
Wow.
She died in 2013. They wrote a book and appeared in the documentary aptly entitled Crazy Love. And I saw that documentary, but I need to go back and look at it because I don't remember all the details.
So he got mad at his mistress because she broke it off when she found out about his wife.
That's what's the word? Never mind.
Crazy love.
No, to say,
Come
I
on.
can't think of words. I would
Okay.
say egotism, but what's the other word? Because the other thing the only thing that's popping in my head is nepotism, and that's
not it.
when you hire your kids. You know what I'm saying?
I think so.
Someone who is very egotistical, who doesn't think about anything but
Narcissism.
Narcissism. Thank you. I couldn't get that out of my head. But he definitely sounds like a narcissist.
Yeah. And breathe. Was that hard for you?
All right, number 4. A man has sex with 1,000 cars.
Cars?
Having sex in the back seat of a car is one thing, but this guy has sex with the back seat of a car. Edward Smith, a 57-year-old man, says he's had sex with 1,000 cars. But he finally settled down to a monogamous relationship with a white VW Beetle named Vanilla. That's what it says. Now, I don't know if it's true.
How?
But I've read stories about people who fall in love with inanimate objects.
I have to. I've seen,
It's called objectum sexualis.
So, I remember seeing something on HBO, and it was when they had that fetish show.
Yes.
A guy, I think that's what that's from, but a guy was in love with his red, I remember it being a red car. I
Yeah.
don't know what kind of, maybe a Fiero or something. And he would lay underneath it.
Okay. So
And-
he's a bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he would be totally into his car. And he was married to a woman.
Oh, so it's a threesome.
Yeah.
I saw, it may be in the same thing, but a woman who was actually wanted to marry the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yes. Yep.
But he was afraid to commit.
Yeah. Well,
All right. That was good. Number 6. Woman marries man convicted of killing her twin sister.
Of course she does.
I think this is probably...
Is that your grandma?
Huh? What? What is that? I'm lost. I don't get...
Because your grandfather married.
Oh, okay.
Your-
Well, it wasn't twin, no. Victor Singolani. Victor Singolani and Edith Casas are in love, got married. So why are the Brad's family so upset? Because Victor was convicted of murdering Edith's twin sister, Johanna, former model, in 2010. Victor is currently serving 13 years for being a willing participant in Johanna's death. She was shot twice in the head before her 20th birthday.
What? And then her sister goes and marries the guy?
And she wanted a pony.
I mean...
The happy couple, who have been together since before the murder, swear he is innocent, and he is currently appealing the case. But see, I think this stuff happens all the time.
So if they were already together, she probably thinks it was some sort of an accident.
I know one of the ID shows I see about this woman who had her husband to go out on a hunting trip with her.
Yeah.
And he went out like far ahead and she shot him and
Yeah.
said that she thought it was a deer.
I've seen that one
And
too.
then she's like an expert marks person. Mm-hmm. And so they were like, there's just no way. And then all of a sudden, the man's brother and she end up together. And everybody's like, wait a second.
Wait a
So
second.
I don't know. It could happen, I suppose. All right, number 7, twin brothers marry twin sisters and have, of course, twin babies.
That happens a lot.
I know. Twin brothers Craig and Mark Sanders met twin sisters Diane and Darlene Nettemeyer at the Twin Festival in Twinsburg, Ohio.
Yep.
Craig and Diane fell in love, and so did Mark and Darlene. Eventually, they got married in the same ceremony, moved into adjoining houses, and Diane and Craig had twin boys. Only one of them had twin boys. I wonder if they ever get together with the people with the twin penises and twin vaginas. I don't know. They might. They could.
Hold on. From that first story, how do you know that those penises are identical?
They're in one person, so they have to be.
They don't have to be.
They're identical.
Are your arms identical?
Identical penis.
Are your legs identical?
I'm going to say yes.
You wouldn't know. You don't wash them.
That's true. All right, number 8. Woman stalker planned a wedding with her victim. This, too, I don't think is that unusual. It's unusual, not rare. One very important thing about a wedding is that it should occur between consenting adults, but that didn't stop Madeline Desmond, 64, from planning a wedding with a man she barely knew.
What?
No. Desmond met the man, who is unidentified.
Yeah.
Don't blame him. Briefly at church in 2010 and was instantly love-struck.
Just like that.
That was my Cupid arrow. However, the feeling was not mutual. in spite of the fact that she sent him 50 letters professing her undying love.
Okay.
Things got really weird / scary when the woman went so far as to plan a December wedding, setting up a date at the municipal court, and even picking out rings for the occasion.
No, she didn't.
The man was tipped off when the jeweler called him about the payment.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm not engaged. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
All right, and the last thing, number 9. A woman marries a dolphin. That's right. Meet Sharon Tindler and her husband, Cindy. No, this isn't a gay marriage. Cindy's a boy dolphin.
A boy dolphin named Cindy.
It was the first interspecies marriage between a human and a porpoise. Miss Tindler, an eccentric millionaire, met Cindy at an Israeli resort in the early 1990s and courted him for more than a dozen years. But Cindy didn't want to commit.
Nope.
Kept pulling, no, not ready.
Not
no,
ready.
I want to see other people.
Yeah.
No, I want to see other fish.
It's not you, it's me.
There are other fish in the sea. Finally, Cindy and Sharon were wed on December 28, 2005. Sadly, Cindy died June the following year. Some guys will do anything to get out of a marriage.
Get out of marriage.
All right, there you
Wow.
go. Those were some fun little, these true, I think, stories of love and romance.
Let's hope. Let's hope those are true.
I don't know. What do you know any like personal strange romance things, weird strange things that happen in the love and romance category?
Probably.
Friends, family?
I probably do. I just, I can't think of them right now. But I know a lot of weird people,
Yeah.
so it's likely.
People who and I'm trying to think, it's just like a story I read a few days ago. Somebody who met, they meet. You read about this all the time. People meet, and then sometimes they're married or in relationships. And they'll meet, and then they go somewhere else. They don't see each other for a while, and then they get back together, and they're both single, and they're get together.
Yeah.
And it works.
Well, I don't think that's by accident most of the time.
Oh, really?
I think that what happens is when you meet somebody that you are interested in, but you are in a relationship, you continue on with your relationship, or if you're a good person, you do. And then if that relationship goes to pot, once you get over that, then you're like, where'd that guy go? Or where'd that girl go? And then you start looking up what they do, and you make yourself available to them.
I wonder how many of my relationships I would not, and I don't know, I might even say this about us. I wonder if we had started off as friends, if we would have just stayed there, if we never would have gotten into a romantic relationship.
I don't know.
And I wonder how many of my relationships that I've been in life, because I think about if I met my wife, I don't know. I think if I met my wife early on, like if we were at a party and I met her, I think I would have been like, oh, I want to know that person. I want to get to know them. I want to date that person. But I think that one or two of my
ex-wives
or committed relationships, I think if I met them on a friendship level and we just stayed friends, I think that's the direction it would have gone. Because sometimes it just, you turn it into a romantic thing, and then the romance sort of burns out, and then the friendship survives. Sometimes, not always. And then it's like, oh, that's the use of this relationship.
Right.
Is friends.
This is a better use of our time together.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if maybe I could have gone through a whole less amount of heartache in the past if from the very beginning, if I just said, hey, let's just be friends.
Yeah.
I know that when I met some people a few years ago when I was dating, that I met them, we might have went on a date or two, sometimes just one date, but it was just like I wanted to stay friends with them.
Yeah.
It's like I knew I couldn't be in a romantic thing, but I wanted to stay friends. And we're still friends, and it worked out really well that way.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
And they have 2 vaginas. Yeah.
And you didn't want to be romantic with them.
But I mean, I feel bad because I only have 1 penis, and you can barely say one.
That's true. Speaking of dinky penises.
What? Who's doing that?
I have a news story to read.
What direction this show just suddenly went.
So, no, Rick does not have a small penis. Let me just put that out there. But he does have a small iPhone. So, is he compensating? No, that goes
I don't even know what a
way.
small penis is. I mean, I don't know what it is.
I don't know. Penises are all average to me. Although,
Here's what
I will tell you, I have found myself in a sad situation in the past.
Do we need to? Is this something we're going to go? We want to go into?
No. Okay.
Wait a minute. You can't just do that. You can't just like start at something and then not finish. You're going to have to tell us what you're going to say.
I liked this person, and they liked me, and
They had a really small penis.
yes.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Me?
No, it wasn't me. No, you sent me pictures of yours before I ever saw
that's
it.
something. We're bleeping that out.
So at least I knew what it looked like prior.
So here's what I've discovered. When you're in a relationship with somebody, they're like, no, you don't have a small penis. You don't have, that's not a small penis. I like your penis. You don't have a small. And then as soon as you break up, hey, get out of here, small dick. Get out of here, little tiny penis.
Because it's
you
a
have
way
the world's smallest penis.
Because it's a way to insult you and offend you.
No.
Or like people say, I never had an orgasm with you ever once. Not the whole 20 years we were together. You know, that kind of thing. It's just to try and kill your manhood. It's penises are penises.
All right.
Except for that one guy that I had sex with.
Yeah, okay. Micro. Well, you know,
Picture your thumb.
if only there was a way he could find a date today, maybe.
Okay,
Something.
he could find a date if
Yeah.
he got on to, I mean, I don't even know where he is, but if he's listening, and I don't know, and he's probably still single, I don't know.
Mr. Tiny Wang, here's something for you. We have a little news story for you.
News story is there is a dating app
What?
for the less endowed.
Oh, come on.
Do you know what it's called?
The less endowed dating app?
It's called Dinky One.
Oh, what guy is going to get on that?
No guy is going to get on that.
They should at least call it something that a guy would want to join.
Not Dinky One.
No.
Let's go out, Dinky Dick. Let's do this. This would be fun. I don't know. Anyways, when it comes to package size, most men are of the belief that bigger is better. Most women are too. But a new dating...
Is it?
I don't know. No.
That's
it's
one
not.
of the...
Average is great.
That's one of those things that like my wife says, and she thinks it's a compliment. She's like, I don't want a husband with a big dick. I'm like, thank you. She's like, I don't know what I would do with that.
Oh, no.
Like, just don't talk about it. Don't say that.
Wow.
I don't want a really big penis.
That is
thank
harsh.
you.
That is
It's like
harsh.
a backward compliment.
No, it's not a compliment at all.
To her, it is.
Is she annoyed with you when she says
No,
that?
she's serious. She's serious. I'm like, well, let me just tell you, that's not the thing that you want to say to a guy.
Especially not.
She thinks that she's being nice or something, I guess. I don't know.
Wow. She could say something like, you're so well endowed, any more would be too much.
That's what I prefer she say.
That's a good way to say
she hasn't learned that yet.
Wow. Well, she's honest to a fault. I mean, going on. Where was I? Bigger is better. But a new dating app is trying to help men better deal with the pressure of conforming to unrealistic body ideals by creating a space exclusively for individuals with less than average size members.
Does it say what that is?
No, it does not.
Oh.
The app, you can Google what an average penis size is.
I have. There's actually, and we've talked about this, there's a documentary about a dude who has supposedly a smaller, he says, smaller than average penis.
Okay.
And of course, he's had it all his life, and he decides to go out and find out if there's actually a way to make your penis bigger. So he goes, to all, like, they're like, everything from creams to exercises to pumps to surgeries, and so he checks
Implants.
on everything.
Yep.
In the course of doing this, I don't know, this is not really a spoiler. In the course of doing this, he meets a woman.
Yeah.
And she's like totally fine with what he's got.
Yeah.
And then suddenly he doesn't want to change.
Nope. Because it's fine.
Yeah.
And he thought he had to change, but somebody fell in love with him and his average size penis.
Yeah. And she was like, I don't want a man with a big penis.
Was it your wife?
Could have been, maybe. I don't know.
Wow.
It's not funny.
So the aptly named Dinky One is a dating app designed exclusively for men with appendages smaller. Oh, here we go. Smaller than 5.5 inches.
What? What?
Smaller than 5.5 inches.
Isn't that like most guys? smaller than 5.
We're talking, I think
I don't know.
they're
I haven't
talking-
checked. I haven't checked.
Get a ruler. Let's do
I'm
this.
not going to go up around any dude.
Let's measure it right now.
And do penis measure.
Go get a tape measure.
No.
That is the global average erect penis length.
Erect. See, that's the secret. You got in order to measure, you have to get these dudes excited.
Yeah. So
I'm not doing that.
Actually, women and gender minorities can sign up as well. What? Oh, okay. Huh? What is a gender minority?
Maybe if you're a woman with a penis, it's kind of like a men who menstruate.
Or someone other than a man or a woman. Non-binary. That's
Could
probably
be.
what they mean.
Maybe.
Okay. But as far as men go...
there are people, trans, who are in the middle of transitioning maybe and still have their penis but identify as woman.
Maybe.
I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know.
There's so many... It's a spectrum.
I'm no longer a sex expert.
It's a spectrum.
It's a sex...
It's a sextrum. What?
I don't know. I was trying to create a word and it didn't work.
So as far as men are concerned, though, only those with smaller packages are eligible to join. So men with large penises cannot join the site.
You have to. I guess you got to send a picture in, maybe.
I
don't know.
suppose so, with like a next to a ruler.
Now I want a T-shirt that says "I've been rejected from Dinky One."
I bet you do. That's because the main gist behind Dinky One, jizzed.
We're 8.
We're 12-ish, somewhere in there. All right. It's creating a space where less endowed men can feel comfortable. To do that, Dinky One allows users to remain anonymous and doesn't...
Change the name. That doesn't make less endowed men feel comfortable.
No, it doesn't at all. I'm going to go join Dinky One.
Hi, where'd you meet your wife? Online.
What
Where?
site?
I don't remember.
I don't remember the name. Oh, we met on Dinky One. Don't you remember, honey?
Tonka Cox.
Something like that.
Yeah, big giant
King
guys.
Kong Cock. That's where we met. Anyway.
No, honey, it was Dinky One. Remember?
So you can remain
thank
anonymous,
you.
and you're not required to put a picture up.
Oh, well, then you could just say
You
it.
could just say you had a small.
But why
penis.
would anybody want to be on Dinky One? I guess it's for the big reveal. The woman thinks she's going to get a small one.
But then but she's here looking for a small penis.
I guess.
I mean, why would she go out with a guy who had a large penis if she could find Dinky Guy here on Dinky One?
Why does she want Dinky Guy?
Maybe she has issues.
Okay.
Maybe she has a small vagina. We
they-
don't know. Those come in different sizes too.
She on like Dinky Vag?
Dinky vag.
I don't know.
Wow. Maybe she had surgery and it jacked her up.
Jacked her up.
Jacked her up. I don't know. You never know.
All right.
But here we go. Just as there are men that are smaller than average, there are women who are also smaller than average. They
Yeah,
can
they are.
often find sexual intercourse painful. There are also women who have fetish interests in small guys. Often they play a dominant role.
Dominant role. And see, every woman that I've ever heard talk about this, and that's not a lot, but they always say that they wouldn't want, like porn guys, because they say it would hurt. I don't know. I've never done
Depends on the day.
I don't know.
But here we go. Here's some stats. Dinky One already has about 28,000 members. 71%
Members.
members.
Oh boy.
Oh wow.
That's kind of
That one went right past me. 71% of them identify as male, 27% identify as woman, and 2% identify as trans.
And one porpoise is in there.
It's named Cindy.
Dolphin, yeah, dolphin. Okay.
So that's interesting. Go check it out.
I kind of want to. I want to see.
But there's no pictures.
I know. I don't want to see the pictures anyway.
Okay.
All right, I have a story. 3 kids get themselves bitten by a black widow so they can become real-life Spider-Man.
Wait, they did it on purpose?
Obviously not very bright kids. 3 young boys in Bolivia wound up in the hospital after coercing a black widow spider to bite them. How do you coerce them? Bite me,
Come here, bite me. I dare you.
to see if they transformed into superheroes, just like Spider-Man.
Wow. But you know what? They didn't make sure that Black Widow was radioactive. That's the key to becoming Spider-Man.
They should have
The spider has to be radioactive.
X-ray the spider for tuberculosis.
Yep.
Marvel's Spider-Man is one of the most beloved fictional superheroes, with many kids spending hours on end imitating his web shooting moves. There's nothing wrong with that as long as kids understand that Spidey and his superpowers are not real and that getting bit by a spider, even a radioactive one, doesn't turn you into a superhero.
I don't know about that. Has anybody tried
Dumbasses.
that part, though? The radioactive part?
Unfortunately, as evidenced by the story, kids sometimes have a hard time telling fantasy apart from reality. According to Bolivian newspaper, 3 brothers from Potosi?
Okay.
Potsy.
Potsy. Just keep going.
Explains it. Aged 8, 10, and 12. 8-year-old trying to get themselves bit by a black widow. Recently wound up in the hospital after being bit by a black widow. All the kids got bit by the spider. Let's see. The 3 brothers coerced the spider into biting them by putting it on their skin and prodding it with a stick.
That'll do it. That'll do it. I'd bite you too if you prodded me with a stick while you put me on your skin.
All right. Oldest brother went first, making the spider bite him by prodding it with a stick. Then he helped the middle and younger brother get their shots by becoming real-life Spider-Man. It took 10 minutes for the symptoms to show. When the boys' parents returned from gathering wood, found them crying in pain.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. Spider-Man doesn't cry like a little girl, does he?
Wow. Hey, I've seen Spider-Man cry. Okay, Spider-Man is sensitive.
He is sensitive, that's true. Anyway, so...
Real spiders cry.
The medicine received by the brothers didn't help much as they were transferred to the hospital where their condition worsened. The next day, they were taken to Children's Hospital in La Paz with muscular pain, sweating, fever, and tremors. It was only after serum against black widow spiders was applied that the kids started feeling better. They were discharged on May 20th.
Wow. They could have died.
They should have died. I mean, what's going to happen next? They're going to...
I mean,
they're going to like slam their face into a car trying to turn into a transformer.
I have visions of them like drilling holes in their head trying to. Yeah. These are the people that would do that kind of thing.
Yeah, they're not the brightest kids in the world. Probably shouldn't have.
Leave the spiders alone.
Have survived.
Spiders will teach you lessons you don't want to learn.
Well, I think we've had a overabundance of penises on this show, so we should probably go ahead and stop.
All right.
Let's talk about this brewski.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about the beer.
Again, if you've forgotten, with all the penis talk going on, we are drinking Saloon Style Pilsner by
Salon?
Did I say salon?
You said a salon.
A Salon Style
Salon
Pilsner.
Style.
Oh, let's go to the salon and have a Pilsner.
Let's go get a perm and a Pilsner.
It's a Saloon Style Pilsner. And it's brewed with lemon peel. It's by Lonerider.
I don't taste lemon in this. Do you?
I mean, there's a underlying citrus, yes. Is it lemon? Maybe. You know what, though? Rub your tongue on the top or roof of your mouth.
Wait a minute. What?
On the roof of your mouth.
Uh-huh.
You get that kind of that lemon zest, like if you were to lick a lemon.
No.
I do.
I didn't.
I mean, I don't often lick lemons.
Okay.
Because that'll get you arrested and kicked out of a Walmart all day long. But I get that lemon taste, like the zest of a lemon.
Well, it's very summery, very springy, I guess.
Yeah.
And I do taste a little bit of citrus, but it's not that heavy grapefruit taste that I hate. So
because it's lemon.
It's okay. I finished mine. I kind of liked it all right.
Yeah.
It is refreshing. It would be a nice little... I think it'd be good with pizza, don't you think?
See, our last 3 beers now are the kind that we'd be like, yeah, I could have another one of those.
Yeah,
it'd be good with pizza.
But they're all just middle. They're not spectacular. They're just
Right.
kind of like in this middle range there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you picked them out.
I picked them all out because I got them all at the same time, and I think they're all kind of the same type of beer. I'm going to give this one... I'm tempted to give it a 2.5, but I'm going to go and just push it up to a 3. I'll give it a 3.
I'm going a 3 too.
That's okay. No, we can't do 3 2s. We only do 3s or 3 5s.
I'm doing a 3 also.
Oh. But yeah, I like it fine. I like it okay.
Good. Did you get that, Jax? It's a 3 for both of us.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Thanks for joining us on the show. We're here every Monday, I'm pretty sure. Most Mondays. We skip a few, but not many.
Yeah. We've skipped a couple in the last 2 years.
But, tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody that you meet.
Not your kids.
About the podcast. We, the COVID brought our downloads down just a little bit. We might have lost some audience. So we want to pick up some audience. And the more people you tell, share it on Facebook.
Do it.
Whenever we post it, just click share and just share it with all your friends. Just say, I just listened to this podcast, whatever. It doesn't cost you anything.
Nope.
Helps us out. And speaking of Facebook, you can find us on Facebook. And you can find us on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube.
And if you want to send us a line about anything, or a letter for that matter, or an email even, you can email us at thisepicdisaster@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm. And tell us what you think of the show. If you want stickers, ask for stickers. We give out free stickers to anyone who asks. No questions asked. We just need your mailing address.
If you want to be on the show, if you want us to interview you, or you just want to hang out with us, let us know that too. We can try and arrange that through Zoom or some other media. And
or if you have a cousin that's really famous, or
a cousin,
or like a friend, or like your dad has,
or a sixth cousin twice removed from your father's side,
who's on Dinky Doo, Dinky One.
Dinky One. We want to talk to him.
Dinky Doo is for small poop. That's the app for people who poop really small.
I poop like rabbit pellets.
Dinky Doo.
That should be the line. I poop
crap.
Rabbit pellets.
We got to get off of this show. But thanks for listening. Please come back next Monday. We'll be here, and we promise we won't talk as much about penises
or poop.
But we'll find something to talk about.
That's right.
We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.
This is a Violet Jester Media podcast.